Hi, my name's Doon and welcome to my new review, Far Cry 3. The world of animal killings, strangely. Seriously, what is it with this game? It's like Paul Verhoeven directed it or something.
I've got you, yes!
Oh yes, he loved his animal brutality too. Is killing a tortoise with C4 overkill? Maybe. Anyway, yes, this is Far Cry 3 on the Xbox. And if you've not played the previous Far Cry games, don't worry. Story-wise, it's not really linked to the previous games. The only sort of link is that it's a free-roaming sort of game set on a tropical/exotic location. And here we are introduced to the main characters. All a bunch of douches, but that is the point. You're supposed to be like a sort of a jock Californian, living it up, not respecting the world, etc, etc. And you skydive onto this tropical island, which is run by a bunch of badasses that don't take kindly to Americans. And if anyone's feeling anxious about the various animals you see in the start sequence, you do get to kill them, don't worry. But on a serious note, the start sequence is really cool actually. It sets the pace of the whole game, very cinematic. You know, it starts off, you like summer holidays and that, and then it really quickly takes a dark twist. And yeah, I was really impressed by it. And here we're introduced to one of the main villains, which is one of my favourite video game characters of all time actually, the awesome Voss.
That is crazy. I like this phone. This is a nice fucking phone. So,
one of the biggest strengths of this game is actually the acting performances of this game. Especially the guy playing Voss, very very good for a video game. Normally I'm used to cheesy lines and you know, Resident Evil style. It really helps you become interested in the story actually. It's one of the few games I played recently where I actually sort of paid attention through the entire game and wanted to find out what happened at the end, rather than just, you know, getting the achievements and going through the motions. Gameplay wise, it strikes quite a nice balance between stealth and action actually. You can just go in guns blazing if you want, but you often find it a little bit harder that way. It's best to take your time, do a bit of reconnaissance. As it's explained in here, you've got a digital camera that you can get out at any time and tag enemies. Sounds like a bit of a cheat, but it actually promotes you doing a bit of reconnaissance before you just blindly wade into a firefight, which is really cool. It's a bit of a change for a shoot 'em up game. The other thing this game does, as you see in here, is you have a skill tree, much like an RPG game where you choose your skills and you customise your character as you're levelling up, making you more proficient at killing, etc. and faster at running. Actually though, the skill progression does actually tie in well with the narrative of the game. Basically you're supposed to be a bit of a wuss, wimp sort of character when you first start the game, and as the guy's forced to kill and murder over and over again, he starts getting better at it and he almost starts to enjoy it. It really is like a descent into madness sort of thing. By the end of the game you've become like almost worse than the people that you're trying to kill to save your friends. It really highlights that they've thought about the story of the game actually. It's really cool. As I said earlier, it is a free roaming game as well, so you have quite a large map to explore. In between completing the main story missions, you can divide your time up by doing various things, like for example unlocking radio towers, which opens up more of the map. You can also eliminate enemy outposts, which opens up more quest options, allowing you to do like sort of a bounty hunter type missions and animal hunting missions. The map is huge, so if you can't be arsed moving around on foot, you can do a fast travel thing. Bit of a swizz. I kinda wish games sometimes would just be like really harsh and make you walk the entire journey. The one thing that did strike me when I was playing the game is that if anyone's played the Dead Island game, it had a very Dead Island feel to it. I don't know if someone over at Ubisoft played that game and was like, that's what we need to do to Far Cry. It's just moments. You can loot bodies, you can loot bags, and you spend a lot of your time just picking up like really small items that slowly move your character along in terms of money and things. That's not really a bad thing, to be honest. Dead Island was really good. Anyway, just quickly getting back to some of the quests. Some of them can be quite repetitive. You spend a lot of your time just, you know, going to location A, killing target X, and then it gets rewarded straight away. You don't have to hand the quest in or anything, and it can just be a bit rinse and repeat. I got a little bit bored quite quickly. I kind of wish some of the kill missions were like you would have to kill your target in different ways. Every kill mission is you have to kill your target with a knife. Seems like a missed opportunity. Why not get you to use the flamethrower or the rocket launcher, etc. It doesn't hurt the game though. They are side missions. You don't have to do any of them, to be honest. I think the only thing you would miss out on is a few guns get unlocked, but the majority of the guns are available anyway just through playing the main story, so you can just blast through the game and enjoy the story. Graphics wise, it's got to be like one of the best looking Xbox games out there. You especially notice it during the cutscenes when the attention to detail, especially on the character models, is outstanding.
You are awake. Well, not all of you. The arm has been deadened to allow for the Tatau.
Stop eating my sesame cake!
Other than the various quests, there's also little mini games where you can beat challenges, like you have to kill as many people as you can with a rocket launcher or run as many people over with a vehicle, and I had quite a lot of fun playing those actually. Those are quite welcome distractions. They should have maybe included more of those games rather than the sort of laborious quests. Just a quick worthy mention here for this clip coming up. Something that I really appreciate, and anyone that knows me knows I'm a total nerd for stuff like this, is your gun actually reacts to the world around you, so it lifts up if you get near anything and then drops back down. Based purely on that, this game has my seal of approval. Okay, so I've covered a lot of the positives. Some of the negatives, although the story is very good, there is a flip side to it where the other half of the story is you're playing as like a revolutionary for the island, a freedom fighter. I think that aspect of the story is actually quite weak. I kind of wish they'd just left it out and stuck to the whole you're just a desperate guy trying to save your friends. Also, some of the encounters are a little bit unusual. Without spoiling it, some of the main characters meet the demise in like not dream sequences, but sort of like it loads and detaches from the main world, and you have to fight the enemy in a sort of closed environment, and you're left thinking at the end of it, is that character gone then, or they're dead? And then when you find out in dialogue that, oh yes, that person has been killed now, it's kind of thing, that was a bit of a disappointing ending for such a build-up character. As I've covered, some of the missions can be quite repetitive, so I won't go much more into that. There is another element of the game where you have to stalk animals and skin them in order to craft new items. Quite a nice idea, it gives a bit of distraction, but I felt that the process was a little bit rushed. I managed to craft pretty much everything to its maximum level, like really early in the game. So I thought that maybe could have spread the animal distribution over the island a little bit better. You seem to be able to access all of the animals almost immediately in the game. I don't know, maybe they wanted to just give the player absolute freedom to do it at their own pace. I had a quick faff on with the multiplayer as well. It seemed alright, it didn't seem anything special though. I think it's one of them games where the maybe's just tacked on the extra multiplayer as an afterthought. You can play cooperative, but it's not cooperative within the main game, it's cooperative within you know, like specially designed maps where you have to fight waves of enemies, etc. So a little bit disappointing. I think there is a deathmatch, I just didn't bother. I think, why do these games even bother? You've got Call of Duty, you've got Halo. Overall though, I don't think this game has many negatives. I think it's actually really accomplished effort by Ubisoft, and it's to be commended. I highly recommend you pick this game up, especially if you're a fan of the shooting genre. It kept me entertained, still is keeping me entertained really. You can jump in and out of the game and play the mini modes, etc. A very entertaining story, excellent. Wasn't expecting to have such a good time with it. Hope you've enjoyed the review, and I'll leave you playing out with an excellent clip just to demonstrate the acting by the person that did Voss. Superb.
The first time I ever killed was for my sister. It's not enough for her. No, please. You see, the thing about our loved ones, right? Our fucking loved ones! They come and they blindside you every fucking time. So they say to me, they say, Voss, who the fuck is it going to be? Them or me? Me or them? like, you know, like they fucking think that I need to make a fucking choice.